Hey y'all, it's Brandon on Voodoo Forge, and we are continuing with our projects made out of a jackhammer bit. And for a chance to win all of these, like you get what I'm making, I'll explain how to do that at the end of the video. But so here's what we have made so far. Here is what we have left. We have essentially used this much of a jackhammer bit. So now what are we gonna make? I'm thinking next we're gonna make a round drift. Now for drifting round, I usually use, well, I always use an alignment pin. But if you can make one out of a jackhammer bit, you will save yourself 30 bucks. So let's do that. Now where it's gonna get interesting is I have made round drifts out of jackhammer bits before, but what I have not done is used the breaker end of the bit. I don't know how well this, you see the star-like shape, is going to forge down. So I'm gonna start forging it, and I might have to grind it and then forge it some more. We're gonna see, but I'm gonna try forging it first. Oh no, this is an experiment. You're coming along on history here. That'll be warming up. Now I am using a power hammer, but if you don't have a power hammer, just hit it really hard. Okay, so this is what we started with, and I think it's actually working, and we're not getting any cold shunts or anything. So we're gonna keep going. I might have worked this a little long. It's not the end of the world. You can see we're starting to get a distinct line there where that's driving in. We're gonna keep working with that. And I got a little bitty crack on the tip there, but that's not a big deal. We can cut off the last quarter inch of this and still have plenty of material to do everything we need to do. But I've still got enough heat to work this middle section, so I'm gonna work it, or I have been working it a little more. All right, let's look at this. This is forged down very well. You can see how much more length we've got out of it. I'm gonna keep drawing it out a little more before we go to rounding it. So it'll be at least one, maybe two more heats before we start rounding. Actually, that's got us right about where we want to be, so I'm going to start rounding this at this point. Yay! I'm going to start rounding this out and round it out, just like we round out anything. We're going to start hitting the corner. something in my kitty litter just to drive it in. About 140 there, but we're going to pull it out, let it finish cooling. Hopefully that's made it a little easier to grind. Okay, everything's cooled off now, so we're gonna cut this off first. Okay, so now we're dealing with about 6.5 inches here. Let's do a little grinding on it. First, we're gonna come over here to the grinder of death and just kind of take the corner off the struck end. Just clean it up so I can see what I'm working with. I'm going to wire wheel it real quick. Now I'm about to take this over to the belt grinder and start slicking it up a little bit. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Brandon, I don't have a belt grinder. Well, you can use a flat disc on an angle grinder. You could even use an orbital sander, which is normally used for woodworking, but you could use it. And if you don't have that, you could just use emery cloth sandpaper and slick it up. Or you could build a belt sander. That's the thing you could do. You could do that. I'm confident you could build a belt sander. Okay, that is all the grinding I'm going to do with this. It's not perfect, but it's certainly close enough. Let's try it out. Yeah, I'm just letting all my heat get out of here, ain't it? Well, there we have it. It'll drift. Now what's interesting is this is made out of that much of this jackhammer bit. And we still have this much left on our jackhammer bit projects. So, yeah, good time. Now remember, for a chance to win the hot cut, the set hammer, the drift, and whatever else we end up making out of this jackhammer, comment in one of the videos what you would use this tool to make. Well, it is not a super long drift, and it is not perfectly round, but if you win it, you can round it anyway. You get the idea. You can use these for lots of things. Bottle openers, decorative holes, pass-throughs, things like that. You can even use this to drift for a hammer eye. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, that's roundish, and hammer eyes are that shape. Well, you're not wrong, but you can drift it round and then hammer the sides in and make a hammer out. That's been done a lot. So anyway, hope y'all got something out of this, and we'll see you on the next one. Y'all behave yourselves.